Our creation story tells about our areas and where we come from. And Maui is an area that has a lot of cultural diversity. Our people come from healing doctors, stargazers, storytellers, basket makers. And this area is one of the many areas within the Pit River Tribe that has all of these things.
This is MacArthur Burney Falls Memorial State Park, better known as just Burney Falls. President Theodore Roosevelt once called it the eighth wonder of the world, but for the Maui band of the Pit River Tribe, it's much more than a scenic spot. To them, this is a sacred living altar.
It's very important to us for spiritual reasons. One being a cleanse, spiritual cleanse. If you're having trouble with your life, if you're having trouble spiritually or mentally, you submerge yourself in the falls and you ask the falls to take that away or remedy some of those issues.
The cool waters you see here start as snowmelt from Burney Mountain. It filters through underground springs before cascading 129 feet down the face of Burney Falls.
We all share in this pool of water that we would call Ojimiwa. And the pool of water is what carried the medicine. It wasn't the falls that falls over, it's the pool of water behind us.
There was a time when the ancestors of Jesse Rouse and Gregory Feather Wolfen were the only ones who knew about this place, bathing in its waters peacefully and in solitude.
They just keep coming.
I know, they don't. Hey, you guys can't go down there. No, you just can't go down there.
Today, Burney Falls draws hordes of first-time nature seekers and social media photo fanatics, many of whom wander off trail, trampling through sacred areas, all for that perfect selfie.
For all of these people here, they're sharing in this medicine, right? It's open to them. But in this area, these are living lands, and these living lands don't need to be trampled on. They don't need to be disrupted. They don't need to be disturbed.
Burney Falls is one of California's most popular waterfalls, seeing around 350,000 visitors a year. And right now, the place is essentially being loved to death.
I always describe it almost like it's like Disneyland without the resources.
Despite the thousands of people who visit the park, there's only about 200 actual parking spots and just one kiosk entrance.
Thanks for coming, folks. Appreciate your patience. Enjoy the falls.
Supervising Ranger Blair Pubel says, for many years, the park's quaint size was manageable, but
We're all full, guys. Try us back in a couple hours.
Then social media and the pandemic happened.
You look on social media and the photos they're taking, well, they're cropping out the 300 other people in the background there.
In 2024, the park saw so many visitors that officials had to shut down the main trail at the base of the falls, repairing erosion caused by heavy foot traffic.
And they would just jump off the trail here, and that was causing just insane amounts of erosion, unsafe amounts of erosion.
Before it became an outdoor Disneyland, MacArthur Burney Falls stood as a symbol of preservation. It's California's second oldest state park, named after pioneer Samuel Burney and the MacArthur family, who donated the land in the 1920s to protect it. At the time, power company PG&E wanted to build a hydroelectric dam here.
When they put that dam in, it was essentially all of this would be underwater and be part of this reservoir to fuel that power plant. The MacArthur family appreciated and had the foresight to really see, like, hey, we can't let that happen.
Why aren't you in here asking PG&E to leave? They're the ones that are trespassing on the land, not the Indians.
The sacred lands of Burney Falls were saved, but much of the Pit River tribal land was lost. In the 1950s, PG&E moved forward with the dam in a new location that ended up displacing hundreds of members of the Pit River tribe through various government statutes.
You are under arrest, charge of Section 602L of the Penal Code, which is occupying real property without permission of the owner.
In an effort to right the wrong, the government agreed to pay reparations to the Pit River tribe.
The money is compensation for land taken from the Indians' ancestors in 1853. Pearl and the other members of the Pitt River tribe intend to refuse the checks.
This 1970s documentary, produced by UC Berkeley, shows the conflicts that arose after the tribe learned that they would only be paid 47 cents an acre, a pitifully low price for land, which was based off the going rate of property back in the 1850s.
Forced removal of a lot of indigenous people, and whether they wanted to or not, it happened. There was no stopping them.
Thanks for coming up.
In recent years, the California State Park System has made considerable efforts to include indigenous people in decision-making of the park's management and preservation, including the traffic into the sacred lands at Burney Falls.
We're looking at all solutions. We're looking at all ideas. We're talking to our agency partners, Caltrans, CHP, the locals.
Back in the 1990s, District Superintendent Matt Teague recognized the growing traffic issue and helped develop a solution to manage the crowds.
So back in '97, the department developed the general plan, which is in place today. It is old now, but it is still in place. And that plan focuses on the concept of a Caltrans highway reroute.
The plan that Matt's referring to would reroute Highway 89 at least a mile away from Burney Falls. Right now, when the park's 200 parking spots are filled up, visitors often park along the highway and walk in illegally, trampling over sensitive plants along the way.
But it also gives us that separation from the entrance to implement the other solutions, such as a shuttle system, a reservation system, and control the demand at any given time in the park.
Unfortunately, to complete the highway reroute, it would require major funding and support from multiple state agencies.
There's a lot of conversations and different voices. They're going to have to be taken into that conversation to decide how we're going to approach that.
While long-term solutions are still years away, those who call this land sacred say real change begins with awareness and respect.
At some given point, they have to know that when you're entering those areas that it's about respect. I just want people to respect our area.
From MacArthur Burney Falls Memorial State Park, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the Backroads.